Now we will do example. By that you can understand how to write a number between 0 and 1 in the scientific notation. Right? Look at this example. Example, write 0.75 in scientific notation. 0.75 is in between 0 and 1. Okay, if you look at the 0 and 1. So 0.75 is somewhere here. This is 0.75. Take this down. Okay. 0 and 1, if you look at the number line, in between 0 and 1, 0.75 is somewhere here. 0.75. Right? Between 0 and 1. Okay, so we will write it in the scientific notation. How to see? We will see how to write it in the scientific notation. 0.75. Okay. Now you know the scientific notation, you know a into 10 to the power n. This is the standard format of the scientific notation. A is in between 10 and 1. A is in between 10 and 1. So here I should write it as between 0 and 1. I should take 0 and 1. So the decimal point should go to this place. Then we get 7.5. So 7.5 is in between 1 and 10. Because when you write it as the scientific notation in the format of a into 10 to the power n, a should be between 1 and 10. So if you want to make it to the scientific notation, so if you shift it to here, you get 7.5. 7.5 is in between 1 and 10, no? So that you should make it to here. So to make the 0 to here, you should multiply it by this 0.75 should be multiplied by 10. If you multiply by 10, you have 1 0 here. So the 1 digit you will move it to here. Then you get 7.5. So 0.75 into 10. So you should not just multiply by 10. You should divide it also by 10. Then only this 10 and this 10 will be cut. We can cut it this and then this, and you get 7.5 and 7.5. You get the same. So no changes we have done. That is equal to, now if you multiply this, when you multiply by 10, one digit will be moved to the right, so that you get 7.5 over 10. That is equal to 7.5 over 10 to the power 1. 10 can be written as 10 to the power 1. So 7.5, if you take this up into 10 to the power 1 become minus 1. So if you look at this and this, A is 7.5, A is 7.5, that is in between 1 and 10, and n is an integer. So integer can be negative or positive. So if you look at this, all the numbers 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2, all these are integers. We studied Z, we mark it as Z, right? N is in Z, right? So that all these numbers we call it as integer. The whole numbers, negative whole numbers and positive whole numbers, both will come, and 0 also will come. That is integer. So that 7.5, 10 to the power, this 1 become minus 1. So this is the answer for the question. So if you write 0.75 in the scientific notation, that is a into 10 to the power n. A is 7.5, n is minus 1, 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 1. So this is how we should write in the scientific notation the questions, right? So we will discuss one more question, few more questions what you have in your book. And we have one more question, the first example, right? Wait.